the cuts really came very early to King's last year, where the management announced they were going to make 10% cuts across all the different departments and actually put a lot of staff's jobs at risk. And we had a campaign against those cuts from them, which really culminated in our lecturers taking strike action last year. And we had, hundreds of students out supporting them on their picket lines, and that was sort of the basis from which we already had a campaign.
Very similar things are happening on the level of lecturers and on the level of students, by which I mean that it's clear that there is the rise of a more militant layer of people within, let's say, the union of lecturers within the UCU since some years now, actually.
Obviously education is important, and although the rising tuition fees might not affect us, it's going to affect people we know. And my subject, music, because of the huge cuts to arts and humanities subjects, we don't know if music degrees are going to exist soon, or they're not going to be available to everyone. They're going to take away all the funding, so if universities want to do it, they'd have to find their own money to do it. Learning is so important for learning's sake, so things like music and arts don't necessarily have a massive economic benefit immediately, and people don't do those degrees because they want to be rich, but they're still clearly very important degrees, and it's very important to be able to learn about those things. We don't want universities just to be there for people who want to come out and get a career.
We had 500 people from King's going on the 10th, and another 200 people out on the 24th on the day of action. And really from sort of that basis we decided we needed to occupy King's to use the occupation really as an organising tool to build a much bigger campaign and reach out to thousands of students at King's.
We have witnessed the rise of, let's say, a new wave of student activism on campuses since the wave of occupations around Gaza, actually, a year and so ago. So I think that this was the birth of a new cycle, actually, for student mobilization in this country, of a type which hasn't been seen since decades, actually.
A lot of lecturers were very positive about it, because kind of helped them quite a lot with the campaign last year, that Save Our Teachers campaign. We've had people coming in to give talks, and they've signed a petition and everything. We've got walls full of solidarity messages from lecturers, messages of support, and they've been good at giving talks to help people understand the cuts more.
The first thing we did is actually to support the occupation and to have even a kind of physical presence with the students, especially at the start of the occupation when they started negotiating with management, show that somehow the union was on their side. We issued a statement.
What we've seen really is this, the beginning of an explosion of creativity where people are really, when people actually start to come together to organise to protest against what they don't want to happen, actually they find that there's all sorts of things, all sorts of ways in which the university could be run better, and that actually we can be part of making that happen. And so we're both at the same time trying to stop these cuts and actually fight for a different vision of the education we want to see.
This week is indeed, I think, a decisive week for the future of social resistances in this country, and also for certain fundamental values which should be at the basis of every civilized way of life.
The best thing you can do is speak to all your friends, try and get people together before Thursday and talk about what you can do. And because I think often people feel like they're maybe the only person in their workplace or college or organisation that maybe feels this way, and actually if you come together and discuss what you can do collectively, actually that will really inspire you into realising that you're not alone.
Just get involved. Anyone's welcome to come here. We've had people from different universities and colleges to come and see our occupation. So yeah, just do something. There are obviously lots of people everywhere that want to get involved. So come to the demo, start your own occupations and things. Yeah, just get involved.
We're calling the students for people in workplaces to come out and support us, because actually if we stop these tuition fee rises, if we stop the cuts in higher education, that will be the first step in a much wider resistance against what this government has in plan for working people all across the country.